Hi everyone. Welcome to today's session, which is on unconventional ways to solving geometry without theorems. This session is starting right now at 12 noon and is a free class as part of the CAT 100 percentile initiative. So request all of you to kindly take out 1-2 minutes to share the session link in various CAT preparation groups and forums so that more and more people can benefit from this free class. So immediately everybody, first thing you do is share the YouTube session link in various CAT preparation groups and forums. This is a brief introduction about myself, and this is what are the tips and tricks that we'll be learning in geometry. The first thing is how you can replicate the figures freehand to scale, which means what? Irrespective of what type of geometry figure is asked to you in the exam, how you can simply replicate the same figure and approximate the answer. Also, how you can use clues, things like factors-based approaches, square root terms, and so on to get to approximate answers in maximum questions. So in today's session, will not be about theorems, but it will be more about how you can use simple techniques to mark answers or solve questions in geometry very quickly. So on that note, let's get started with today's session. It's expected to be a very interesting session. Let's keep the session as interactive as possible. So do make sure all of you are utilizing the chat window wisely in every question. So let's start with the first question. The first question is saying if tan x minus cot x is equal to y and sin x plus cos x equal to z, then what is the value of y square plus 4 into z square minus 1 whole square? So how do we do this? Anybody? Here they've given you the value of tan x minus cot x. They've also given you the value of sin x plus cos x. So anybody? Any idea how do we do this kind of a question? The easiest approach would be take a sample value of x and check. And an easy value to check with is x is equal to 45 degree. Why 45 degree? Because tan 45 is 1, cot 45 is also the same value, that is 1, which means y is equal to 0. Similarly, sin 45 is 1 by root 2 plus cos 45 is 1 by, which means z is equal to. So the question is saying what is the value of y square plus 4 into z square minus 1 whole square. So what is the value of y? Y is 0. So y square plus 4 will effectively be 0 square plus 4, that is. If z is equal to 2, root 2, then z square is equal to 2, which means 4 into 2 minus 1 whole square, or 4 into 1 square, which is equal to 4. Hence the answer is option A, that is. So that is how you could have simply marked the answer by putting in a sample value of x and j. There's no need to apply concepts like multiple angles, submultiple angles, and so on. All you need to do is put in a sample value and check and mark the answers. And that's how maximum questions in trigonometry can be solved. Let's move on to the second question. The second question is of one from the previous year's CAT. So here they've given you a triangle. And what they've said is, they've taken points A, B, C on the sides D, D, F and E, F respectively. They have given you two pieces of information. EC is equal to AC. So this side is equal to this side. Also, they've told you CF is equal to BC, which means this side is equal to this side. And they've given you one more angle, that is this angle is 40 degrees. What you need to find out is the value of angle AC. So how do we do this? Anybody? How do we find out the value of angle ACB? Angle ACB is this angle. How do we do this? All you need to do is simply take sample values and check. In geometry, any question that you're not able to solve, just take sample values and check. But do not violate any of the terms in the question. So this angle is 40. It means the sum of the remaining two angles, this and this, is 140. So sum of angle E and F is 140. What we do is we take them equal values, that is 70, 70. The moment we do that, if this is 70, this angle will also be 70 because these two sides are equal. Similarly, if this is 70, this will also be 70 because these two sides are equal. Which means the third side here must be 40. The third side here must be. But we need to find out angle ACB. What is this angle? This angle will be 180 minus 40 minus. So on either side, there are two 40-degree angles. So 180 minus 40 minus 40 will give you the answer as angle ACB is equal to option C, 100. So that is how you could have simply marked the answer. Again, the entire thing that revolved around simply taking sample values of 70 and 70 here. Why? Because this is 40 degrees. So the remaining breakup, you could have taken any possible breakup you wanted. The easiest breakup was 70-70, in which case you're getting the answer is 100. Note, had you taken some other breakup like 80-60 or 75-65, you would have still ended up getting the same correct answer. But all you need to do was take sample values and proceed. That would have given you the answer immediately as here 40, here 40. That means angle ACB is 180 minus 40 minus 40. That is 100 degrees. Is that clear, everybody? The second one. Next, we move on to circles. Circle is considered to be a relatively challenging area in geometry. Here in the circle, we are talking about two parallel chords which are there on the same side of the diameter. So basically, this is like a circle. This is the center of the circle. On the same side of the diameter, you have two parallel chords. One is this, the other chord is this. So one of them have length 4 centimeter, the other has length of 6 centimeter. So this is the total length of 6, this is the total length of 4. The distance between the chords is 1 centimeter. What you are asked to find out is the radius of the circle. What is the radius of the circle? The radius of the circle is nothing but this. Which means what? For any circle, the radius of the circle that is this must be a hypotenuse or a Pythagorean. So all you need to do is check which of these options is of the form root over of a square plus b square. Whichever option is of the form root over of a square plus b square, that is the hypotenuse of Pythagorean triplet, mark that as your answer. So simply, instead of unnecessary solving, simply look at which option is of the form root over of a square plus b square. Already, the options are giving you a major hint by showing you the root over sign, which means they are informing you that you have to employ Pythagorean triplets. And as you know, the formula for hypotenuse is c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared, which means c is equal to root over of a square plus b square. So how do we do this? Which are option of the form root over of a square plus b square? Radius of the circle is how much? So if you notice, there is only one option out here which is of the form root over of a square plus b square. And what is that? 3 square plus 2 square is 13. So 9 plus 4 is 13, which means the answer had to be option C, that is root. So again, you could have simply marked the answer as root 13 and this is what is so very important as far as marking answers in the exam is concerned. Geometry is not just about knowing theorems, but it's about basic concepts and how you can arrive at the answers without solving. Even if you are not able to solve, even if your theorem you do not recall during the exam, you still should be able to mark the answers to maximum. So all you need to do was, in any circle question with asking the radius, simply remember the radius is nothing but, it has to be a Pythagorean triplet. So all you do, in fact, even if it was this radius, it had to be a Pythagorean triplet. So all you need to do was check which of these options is of the form root over a square plus. The next one. This is talking about the altitudes of the triangles. The ratio of the altitude of triangles is 2:3:4. What you need to do is find the sides of the triangle if the perimeter is 91 centimeters. The perimeter is given, the ratio of the altitudes is given. What you need to do is identify which of these can be the valid sides of this triangle. So how do we do this? Ratio of the altitudes is given. You need to find out the sides of the triangle. So how do you do that? What is the formula for area of any triangle? The area of any triangle is half into base into height. The base would be the respective size of the triangle. The height is basically the altitude. And what they've done is they've already told you the altitude ratio is, and the area of the triangle has to be fixed, which means the product of the side into the altitude must be constant. So it says the first altitude is half of the third altitude, which means the first side must be twice of the third side. Then only the product of the side and the altitude will be constant. So option A can be eliminated. In option A, the first side is not twice of the third side. Option B is valid. Option C also is invalid. First side is not twice of the third side. Option D again is valid. Also, if you see, all of them satisfy the product rule. 42 into 2 is 84, 28 into 3 is 84, 21 into 4 is 84. Similarly here, 36 into 2 is 72, 24 into 3 is 72, 18 into 4 is 72. So both these options are satisfying the altitude ratio 2:3:4. However, there is one more condition in this question. What is that condition? Perimeter is 91 centimeters, which means the sum of the three sides is 91. What is the sum of 42, 28, 21? 91, which means the answer is option C, that is option B, that is. In option D, it is 36, 24, 18, which adds up to give 78, whereas I need the perimeter to be 91 centimeters. Hence, the answer is option B, that is 42, 28, and 21. Is that clear, everybody? How we got the answer as 42, 28, 21? The next one. This is a question involving the concept of mensuration. Here we are comparing a cone, a cylinder, and a hemisphere. All have the same radius. Also, the height of the cone and the cylinders are equal to their diameter. Diameter means twice of radius. What you need to find out is in what proportion will the volumes of these three figures. So you need to find out the proportion of the volumes given that the cone, cylinder, and hemisphere, all of them have their radius heights are given. The ratio of the radius and heights are given. So how do you find out the volumes? So this is where again the easiest way is, we know that the formula for cylinder is nothing but pi r square h. The formula for circular cone is 1/3 pi r square h. Now, the moment you do this, what do you see? 1/3 pi r square h and pi r square h. Also, what is mentioned? Both have the same radius and both of them, the cone and the cylinder, have the same height. Which means what? Even if you aren't aware of the hemisphere formula, you can simply look at these two formulas and say the ratio of the volume of cone and cylinder must be 1:3. But a challenge will be equating the diameter or the radius of the hemisphere with the height of the cone and cylinder. But before that, one thing that is easy is cone and cylinder have a height of 1:3. Why? Because cone has a formula of 1/3 pi r square h, whereas cylinder has a formula of pi r square h. So which option is 1:3? You'll find that there is only one option, which is 1:3. Hence the answer is option A, that is 1:3:1 is the ratio of the. So that is how you could have immediately marked the answer as option A, that is 1:3:1. Always look for the easier ones and be able to mark the answers. Before we move forward, a few announcements. So this is regarding the Excellence Batch 1.0. So this is an initiative that is brought to you by CAT toppers and CAT 100 percentilers like me, where in the month of July we've got started with Excellence Batch, that is for people who are aspiring for 99 plus percentile in CAT. It is part of the Unacademy Plus 12 or 24-month program. So make sure that you're using the code Percentiler Live while subscribing, and do not forget to share a screenshot the moment you subscribe to be part of this batch. But this is eligible only if you are using the code Percentile Live and you are sharing the screenshot. Do not forget to share a screenshot. You're getting a chance to get mentored personally by a CAT topper and a CAT 100 percentile. This is the full syllabus batch. The next class is on weekdays at 8 p.m. The next class is tomorrow, Monday at 8 p.m. So do make sure you're part of this batch, which is a newly started batch. This is a full syllabus batch. Also, this is the personal mentorship program that is there. Anybody going for the plus or the iconic subscription, if you've gone for a 6, 12 or 24-month subscription using the code Percentile Live, and if you have shared the screenshot immediately after subscribing, you're automatically eligible for the personal mentorship program, which includes not just live sessions, also study materials, live sessions, score improvement sessions, mock PIs, and so on. All of that are included as part of a single subscription plan. So make sure that immediately after the session today itself, you're going for a 6, 12, 24-month subscription, and you're sharing the code of having used the code Percentile Live while subscribing. Also for Quants, we are covering the Quants, entire Quants module as part of the Getting Your Quants Preps Right initiative for CAT 2021. And as part of that, we are having the detailed course on modern maths starting from next Saturday, July 24th. That is Saturday. We are starting this modern maths course right from scratch. This is going to be part of the CAT 100 percentile initiative. The same Percentile Live code will give you access to this one as well. So meanwhile, let's go back to the questions. So this one, in the above diagram, ABCD is a rectangle with AE equal to EF equal to FB. What is the ratio of the areas of triangle CF to that of the rectangle? So you need to find out the ratio of the areas of triangle CF to that of the rectangle. How do we do this? So as you can see, they've given you one more piece of information. AE is equal to EF is equal to FB. So all of these three are divided. So what you need to do is ratio of this areas. So how do you do that? Simply join this diagonal. The moment you join the diagonal, what happens? All three of them have the same base. AE, EF and FB are the same length. And all three of them are the same height. Which means all three of them have the same area. So let's say 1 unit. CEF is 1 unit. CBF is 1 unit. CA is 1 unit. Which means the lower half of the diagonal has a total area of 1 plus 1 plus 1, that is 3 units. Which means the upper half of the diagonal, that is CAD, that must also be having an area of 3 units. What is the question saying? Ratio of the areas of CEF and rectangle. So what is CEF? CEF has an area of 1 unit. What is the area of the entire rectangle? CBAD, 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. The top half is 3, the bottom half is 3. So that is 6 units. The total area of rectangle is 6 units. Area of CEF is 1 unit. Which means the ratio of the areas is 1 by 6. 1 by 6 means the answer is option A, that is 1 by 6 is the ratio of the area of triangle CF to that of the rectangle. So that is how you could have simply marked the The next one, here they're asking you what is the value of angle CE. So how do we do this? Value of angle CED. The easiest way is, if you see, all these triangles have are 30, 60, 90 triangles. And remember this, in geometry, never try to prove why the triangles are similar or how the triangles are similar. The fact that all the triangles have 30, 60, 90, it means you can simply go ahead and see in CED, out of 30, 60, 90, what is the angle that is possible. Remember, even if you apply rules like 180 minus 90 minus 30, you will still get 60, 180 minus 60 minus 30, you will still get 90, and so on. So whatever rule you apply, if there is one triangle 30, 60, 90, all of them will have to be 30, 60, 90 triangles. So don't waste time trying to prove the similarity rule. Now the challenge is, which angle of 30, 60, 90 is? Simply by observation itself, you can mark the answer. Moreover, what? If you see this angle is 60, which means this angle must be 30. This angle here is already marked as 90. So this angle is 60 degrees. In fact, this angle being 60 out of 30, 60, 90 was observable simply by looking at the figure. So you could have immediately marked the answer, that is angle CED, to be 60 degrees. Hence the answer is option B, is 60 degrees. Is that clear, everybody? How we got the answer as 60? There is one final question left in the PDF. It says a circle radius 2 is placed against a right angle. Another smaller circle is also placed as shown in the adjoining. What are the radius of the smaller circle? This question I want you all to try as part of homework. This is the only remaining question in this session. Make sure all of you are trying this question as homework. Again, simply apply approximation techniques to be able to get to the answer. So that is the easiest way to solve any such question. So any other questions, anybody? So before we wrap up, a quick reminder, the Excellence Batch 1.0, which is targeted for all those who are looking for an excellent score at a 99 plus score in CAT. Make sure all of you are subscribing before the next class, which is on Monday, that is tomorrow at 8 p.m. And you're sharing a screenshot of having used the code Percentiler Live while subscribing. Along with that, for a personal mentorship program, anybody who goes through a 6, 12 or 24-month program is eligible for the personal mentorship, provided they've used the code Percentiler Live and they've shared a screenshot immediately after subscribing. The personal mentorship thing includes things like study material, live sessions, score improvement sessions, one-on-one sessions, as well as mock PIs for the GDPI part. This is your Quants Preps Right initiative for CAT 2021. And this is the detailed course on modern maths. So starting from July 24th, so do make sure all of you are subscribing before Monday, that is tomorrow, 8 p.m.'s next plus class. Along with that, these are the advantages of the iconic subscription over the plus subscription, where you can get these advantages that are quoted here. These are the upcoming batches that are happening. Especially, we have some batches for CAT 2022, with including one that is starting this weekend. That is 17th July. It got started this weekend for CAT 2022. These are some of the other offerings that we've recently introduced. That is 6-month icon subscription. The price for the 24-month icon subscription has recently been reduced. You also have the 18-month plus subscription now. And this is the CAT plus campus placement IT jobs combo offer, where those of you who are part of the engineering final year can be part of the CAT preparation as well as the B-School campus placement thing as well, as part of a single combined subscription. This is the combat event. And with that, we come to the end of today's session. Do make sure you're trying the homework question as well. And do make sure that you're participating more actively in the sessions. I hope to see all of you in the plus class tomorrow at 8 p.m. On that note, thank you everybody and happy learning.